Hey everyone, this is Angie, also known as The Light. Welcome to my channel. Like, subscribe, and if you'd like to make a donation to me, please do so. My information, the link to donate to me, will always be in my description box and in my comment section. You can either use PayPal or Cash App. That's what I'm using right now. Okay, thank you to those who have been making donations. I really, really appreciate it. Um, Basically, when you donate to me, I will email you and I would ask you, do you have a topic or a question? And I will do a video response for you of your question or topic. No donation is too small or too large. Okay, so today's video is going to be about just random things that I've noticed about narcissists or sociopaths pretty much. Um just kind of like, certain little tips and characteristics you should look out for that really stood out to me during my experiences with them. Okay, so I'm going to get right into it. The loving stare. Now, this loving stare usually happens in the honeymoon phase, when you're dating them. I really have never seen my narcissistic parent ever give me this loving stare, or my narcissistic grandmother, or family. I've never seen them give me this loving stare. So this loving stare is usually done in the honeymoon phase, which is like the beginning of a romantic relationship, or maybe even a friendship. Because I believe I did see my narc ex best friend look at me this way, and he actually used to watch me sleep. Like, there were many times I would wake up and he literally would be staring in my face, and I would just be like, why are you staring at me? And he would just smile, which is pretty creepy when I think about it back then. But of course, back then I thought it was just like, oh, so cute and so sweet. He's watching me sleep, okay, which is really creepy. But anyway, the love and stare, I'm gonna try to do it because I don't have somebody here with me to do it. But it's basically when you're having a conversation with the narcissist that you're dating or married to, and they'll do this stare as if they've like seen an angel while looking into your eyes. So let's just say, like, this is my lover, and I'm gonna look at my lover, I'm gonna be like, and then the lover's gonna be like, what? Or he's gonna be like, what you looking at? And the narcissist is just like, oh, nothing, you're just so beautiful. That's bullshit, okay? I'm not saying that those things don't happen in real life. It has happened with, I'm sure, healthy individuals, but when you're dealing with these demons, don't fall for it. Okay, so that's that love and stare, and they will do this because they have to create this illusion that they're so into you. Okay, um, the look away, stare of disinterest. Now, I've noticed this one when I've spent like a whole entire day with a narcissist, or even maybe even like during the middle of the day I've spent with the narcissist. So I noticed this one with my ex-narc best friend, and this like would really, really, really piss me off. And I'm sure you've seen this before when you're in restaurants with just your family and friends or whoever you're with in a restaurant. And if you ever notice, it'll be like a couple, or a male and female, or just two people in general, and there's always that one person at the table, and they're not talking over dinner. There's always that one person that's like looking away, And you ever wonder, like, dang, why aren't they talking? I'm telling you, half of the time, those are probably freaking narcissists, or people say, oh no, they've been together so long, they don't have anything to talk about. Maybe that is it, but this is something that I've noticed with narcissists. In mid-sentence, or you're having dinner with them, or there's a time where you're like face to face with them, or you spent the whole day with them, they literally will block you out. Okay, in a setting like dinner or something like that, or you're having a face to face conversation, that calls for respect and attention of eye contact. And my ex-narc best friend used to do this all the time. We'll be in a restaurant, and of course it'll be one of those days where I'm paying, and I just want to have dinner and conversate, and in mid-sentence he would look away and just disinterest, like completely, like I wasn't even there, like would just turn. I've even seen a narcissistic child do this. After I spent the whole day, I'm not going to say who this child is, I spent the whole day with this narc child, taking them to the movies, to dinner, like just doing all these different things. And at the end of the day, like, they were talking the entire day, whatever. We had so much fun together. And then after they got what they wanted, the child literally went like this. And I was just like, are you okay? And the child's like, I'm fine. And completely shut down. The narc is shutting down. Like, there's no conversation. They're not even looking at you. They'll literally you'll turn their whole entire body away from you. Okay, so look out for that. That's very disrespectful. Extremely, extremely disrespectful. Okay, the fake I learned my lesson speeches. Alright, so the narcissist knows how there are certain things that y'all were supposed to be working on in your relationship, whether it's a friendship, family ship, whatever, any kind of relationship. And y'all always argue back and forth about the narcissist's behavior. And the narcissist promised you that they were going to make changes. And when you think back to it, the narcissist never made any freaking changes, okay? So they'll wait probably until they basically need to hoover their way back in. So they'll be like, you know what? I'm going to go to church now. I'm going to go to therapy now. You were right. I've learned so much. And they'll come up with these elaborate stories that are believable to make you feel like, yes, they matured finally. They get it. And, and it's really funny how they know exactly what to say at that moment, but when you were speaking to them, they did not get it. They didn't understand what was so bad about their behavior. But all of a sudden, now that they need to hoover back into your life, they know exactly what the hell you were talking about before. They know exactly what would make it better. So now they're telling you that that's how they're going to make it better all of a sudden. So how you can kind of eliminate this BS behavior is you need to pay attention to see if people's words match up with their lifestyle, if people's words match up with their actions in general. All right, the narcissist gets away with this. They give us false hope, false faith that they're going to change, and they never change. Entire relationship, they've never changed. Okay. Oh yes, I'll give you an example. So my narc ex-best friend, after my grandmother passed away, he came to New York. I had the funeral for my grandmother. And after the funeral, I had like friends come over my house. And, we were just eating and drinking and hanging out. And this was like probably, not really, like he never really hung out with all my friends to this magnitude before, like with a whole bunch of like guys and girls. He's only met a couple of people through the years here and there, because the narc likes to isolate you. So he had not ever been around a huge group of my friends before. So we started just having different conversations, and we were just talking about, life in general. And out of nowhere, he like makes his entire speech about how, oh, I used to make fun of Angie of the things that she was going through, and now they're happening to me, and I finally see that, we all go through things, and I'm just looking like, at the time, I fell for it. I was just like, oh my goodness, like, he finally freaking matured. Like, I'm just so happy he finally matured. All that was bullshit. They don't ever mature. They're always stuck in that mental state of constipation. They're constipated mentally. Okay. Oh yes, the sad one expression that's on the narc's face. Isn't it funny how, like, when I think about all the narcissists in my life, past, from the past, they never looked happy. And I'm like, why the hell did I even, what was so cool about them? Maybe because they seemed mysterious is why I even wanted to hang around them. I don't freaking know. They all was like, that's how their faces look majority of the time. The only time they really laugh is if you made them laugh. They're watching something funny, maybe, or it's time to fake and pretend. But majority of the time, they look so constipated in the face. They never look happy. Never look happy. I'm sorry. Even my narc stepfather that I grew up with, people used to be so afraid of him. You would never see him just walking down smiling or anything like that. No, no, no. Never. Always look like somebody done killed his dog or something like that. They never look happy. Pay attention to people who never look happy, because chances are they're never happy. All right. Oh yeah. The under the breath mumbling. I don't know if y'all experienced this. I'm not sure if it's the true self talking, the demons in them talking, or is it just something that they're playing with, you know? But I've heard narcissists, they'll mumble certain details underneath their breath. Not like mumbling something to you per se. It's like they're almost having a conversation with themselves. I don't know if that's happened to you, if you heard that before, but one narcissist, their sibling was getting married, and they currently were not happy in their marriage. They currently wasn't happy in life. They didn't have no relationship, no children, no nothing. And their sibling was getting married, and the sibling's wife was pregnant. And I overheard the narcissist say under their breath, damn, why can't that be me? Why can't I be the husband? Why can't I have children? Why can't I have that? And it was shocking to me, because I have never, this narcissist always said they never wanted to get married, they didn't want children, that, marriage was stupid and all this stuff. And I said, what did you say? And they said, what are you talking about? And they just basically acted as if they never said anything. I didn't hear what they said, and I was wondering, like, what the hell was that? I heard my grandmother, she would mumble things too. I don't know if this is like a game that they're playing, if it's the demons that are playing a game that's in them, or if it's really their true self coming out. Maybe those are their true feelings. That's how they really felt. Maybe deep down inside, that particular narcissist really wished that he could get married and he could have children, but being that, he doesn't have the tools to have long, loving relationships, that ain't gonna happen, pretty much. So, I wonder what that mumbling is about. So I'm crossed between, it's either their true self, or the demons talking. So you can write in the comment section what you think that is, or if you've heard the undertone mumbling, the conversations that they actually are speaking out loud with themselves. I've caught a lot of narcissists do that. Okay, the reckless driving. Oh my gosh. It's like every narcissist that I would get in a car with. You know how many car accidents I almost have gotten into messing with these damn narcs? I mean, so many car accidents I've could have gotten to. And here's the thing, I don't drive. I don't drive because I actually have a fear of driving. So could you imagine how many narcissists almost gave me anxiety attacks from driving in the car with them? A long time ago, I had a friend, when I was about 18 or 19, I had a friend who died in a car accident. And I think that psychologically messed me up. And then in like 2005, I got into a bad car accident. So after that, I was like, I don't want to drive. I don't want to drive. So I Ubered everywhere. I fly everywhere. I walk. I live in New York City. That's the greatest thing about New York. I can take the train, take an Uber, and or I can walk, So one day I probably will drive, but can you imagine the torture of me being in cars with narcissists, and every narcissist I know drives like a freaking maniac. They do not care. My ex-narc boyfriend used to race. He had pretty much, he had a sports car, and he knew how I felt about, the speed and the racing and all of that. He would literally have races with people on the highway with me in the car and did not care. And I would be like holding on, covering my eyes, like going freaking crazy. Like, he didn't care. One of the narc female friends I had, I almost got into multiple car accidents with her. Never apologized for her reckless driving. She did not give a damn. Literally, when it would be her fault to why we almost crashed into other people, she would get out the car and curse these people out. And it's just like, what? It was totally your fault why we almost got into an accident. Same thing with a narc best friend. It's funny how one of like the greatest adventures I had went on with the narc best friend was us going joyriding, in the South, and I never forget, I was joyriding with this guy, and he literally like drove us into a ditch. Thank God we got out the ditch. I mean, I have so many freaking stories messing with these narcissists that I could have died in a car accident. So please stay away from these narcs. You could get into horrible accidents with them, get hurt, lose your life. Don't mess with them. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Narcissists have horrible money management. And the ones that are able to actually, even the ones who do have money still make mistakes when it comes to money. My grandmother, she was a little well off, and I noticed that she would end up helping the people who really needed the money. She wouldn't give it to them, and the people that had money, who were like using her, she would end up giving them the money. Like, for example, I remember our neighbor told my grandmother that she couldn't pay her mortgage, and my grandmother loaned her $2,000, and the next thing you know, the woman started going on vacations, going to like Aruba and Jamaica and all these places, and the woman took probably like a good over a year to give her $2,000 back. So it's stuff like that. I'll see narcissists who they have to portray a certain lifestyle. There's one narc guy that I ended up having like a fling with, because when I realized that he was a narc, he would always post his expensive vehicle, his BMW, all his clothing and all these expensive things that he had. But then I found out he was unemployed. So stop thinking these guys who be looking good, okay? Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, these narcs are crazy. Another one, spending like $600 on bottle service in the club, buying liquor in the club, but living with their mom. I mean, come on. I mean, I can keep going with these narcs. Like, they are frauds. Frauds, okay? And the ones who really do have money, they do so poorly with their money. All right. I mean, people who are no good will play them and get money from them, and the ones who actually need it, who's actually helping them and doing for them, they won't give that person anything. It's just ridiculous. Okay, I've seen narcs spend all their money and don't have no money for their car note, their rent, their mortgage. It's ridiculous. That's why a lot of them really, how can I say, a lot of them, even if they do have money, will sit there and will not want their own. Okay, their car would be in somebody else's name. Their house would be in somebody else's name. It's just insane. It's ridiculous. They literally rather mooch off of other people instead of having their own. All right. I can keep going on and on with that one, but we're not going to do that. Oh, when you're crying, there's no comfort. It is amazing how I have literally been sick or crying in front of a narc, and they would just be sitting there like this. They won't even ask you, do you need tissue? Okay? It's almost as if they're sitting there staring at you while you're crying or you're in pain, and they're like loving it. They show dead expression on their face. They're not moved. I don't even think I've ever had a narc like grab me and hug me and hold me, and you actually feel like they really care. Even like on social media, like recently when Mother's Day passed, I wrote, on Mother's Day, I wrote a status on my Facebook account, for people to pray for me because it's a rough day. My mother passed away like years ago, and I asked people to pray for me, and a narcissist wrote, "You alright?" I'm laughing. It's not funny, but it's just like that they cannot. They can't comfort. They cannot comfort. How do you write, "You alright"? What? I just said I wasn't alright. What are you talking about? I mean, they're freaking insane, alright? They're too much. I have to laugh at it sometimes because it's just like, do they not read this? Like, that's what I'm saying. This has to be demon possessed because a demon can't think like a human. They're not human, okay? Humans have emotions, alright? Demons have no emotions. Alright, oh, your style and looks are an issue. The narc they don't know themselves. Alright, they don't know themselves, and they really don't have a style. Even if you see a narc and they're dressing fly, look nice, and they look pretty, chances are they have some type of celebrity that they're mimicking. They probably went to the store and looked at a mannequin and bought exactly that outfit. They are probably looking at friends or family, and creating a certain look, an image, or if they do have their own style, it's like a particular looking style. Like, I want to look like a hood dude, or I want to look like a diva, so they just wouldn't like come up with something like this. They're gonna look at someone else who put this together and copy that. Or they'll look a hot mess. They just look like they put on anything. So it varies. It'll be like the person who looks really, really nice, put together, because they're actually mimicking other people. They're looking in magazines. They're looking, at celebrities, and they're mimicking these people's images. Or they just look like nothing, as they are nothing. Okay. What else I have here? They will disagree with you to make you feel like you're crazy. Oh my goodness. No matter how morally wrong the situation is. Oh, I tell you. Yeah, they'll do this, and this also makes people feel, little, or like they're tripping. No, you're not tripping. This is what the narcissist will do. Let me give you an example. So I was I was having a conversation with a narc, and we were discussing a situation that happened where we knew this guy who was, he was gang banging, selling drugs. He was doing all this under the sun. And basically he got murdered, and now his mother was asking for donations so she can bury him. And there's something wrong with helping people out, but I was having a conversation with the narc at the time, where I didn't know she was a narc, but I was having a conversation with her, and I just expressed to her, like, yo, this has to stop. Like, people want to do such, bad things in their life, but then they want other people to pay for their funeral. And she was just like, oh, that's messed up. You're wrong for saying that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he was gang banging or killing other people. We should still help them. We should donate. And I actually donated money. I don't think this narcissist ever did. I don't think they even donated money to this particular woman who was trying to bury her son. And this is what they'll do. Like, even if you make sense, even if they agreed with you, they're going to disagree with you to belittle you and make you feel like there's something wrong with you, or the way you're thinking is completely effed up, and that does something to your confidence, that even gets you in a state of mind that the next time you're conversating with them, or you're conversating with someone else, you don't even want to talk up. You don't want to speak your opinion. You don't want to speak your mind. And when a narc is doing that to you over and over, you actually sit there silent, and you actually lose your voice through time from them doing that, belittling your opinion and your thoughts. And we all should have our own opinion and thoughts, and should be respected because of it. The narc doesn't do that. They want to silence you. They want to become your voice. They want to become your mind. They want you to think like them, which their thinking pattern is off. Okay. Ooh, this one is scary. They repeat their stories as their own, sometimes word from word. This is like, if you don't see this as a red flag, I don't know what to tell you, because this is some scary shit. I've had this happen to me. So, let's say I tell you, when I was a child, I was riding my red bike, and I fell off my bike, and I got this scar. Okay? That's not where I got the scar from, if you can see the scar. But let's just say that's what you tell people. That happened to you. That really did happen to you. And that's your story. And you're like, yeah, when I was little, I was, riding my red bike. I fell off my bike, and this is how I got this scar. The narcissist would literally take that story and start telling other people that's what happened to them. Okay? It's really freaking scary when you actually hear it. I've heard a narcissist do that, word from word, exactly the same story. Like, my story was real. They took my story and made it their own. Okay? And Anyone that does that is not mentally right, and you should run from them, okay? When you hear it, I'm not gonna lie, when I heard it, I didn't correct them. I just listened to them, and I was just like, whoa, that was freaking creepy. That was weird. I kind of felt like I was in a movie when I heard that crap. Okay, oh, they will mention people who have hurt you or people that you dislike to get a kick out of you. Um, this is something I can't stand. Like, I will cut somebody off for this. Like, I don't play with this one. Like, I really don't, whether you're a narcissist or not. So, I'm going to give you an example. Say, like, you had a horrible breakup with somebody. The narcissist will keep bringing up your ex. They'll be like, oh my goodness, so how is Michael? How's Michael doing? Like, have you spoke to him? Or I saw Michael. Oh, you know what? Michael used to look good in that shirt. A friend who knows what you've been through with your ex or an ex-friend or enemy or whoever, why would they be bringing up your enemy? Why would they be bringing up your ex? Why would they be bringing up somebody who hurt you and that person is long gone out of your life? That's disrespectful, okay? And this is what the narcissist does because they know it's like bothering you. It's something to tick you off, okay? I had, I think I told this story in another video, but I'm gonna tell it again. I was cool with this, you know, I was close with this narcissist girl, and there was a guy that I used to deal with. I dealt with him for like 6 months. We had like this little, you know, a little thing going on for 6 months, and we went separate ways, and I had a grudge with him. And I went to her birthday party, and I walk in, and he's in her VIP area at her birthday party. And I'm thinking, out of all the men in New York City, why is a guy that I was dealing with for 6 months and have beef with at her party? She purposely, to make me uncomfortable, invited this guy to her party, okay? It was so disgusting and disrespectful, to the point where I didn't even stay in her section. I went on the other side with these white people who I didn't even know. They were so nice to me, and they were buying champagne and stuff, and I hung out with these, I was the only black girl with all these white folks. And I had so much fun with them. And because I felt so uncomfortable, if you're my friend, why would you invite a guy that I broke it off with and have issues with? Like, and they weren't even friends. Like, it was just the craziest, bizarre thing have ever seen. But if I had invited a guy that she dealt with to my birthday party, oh, it would have been, oh, come here, Angie, we need to talk. What is he doing here? You know that, you know, I feel uncomfortable. Like, a friend would not do that. It was just a crazy night. I mean, even the guy noticed. Like, he came over to me and was like, oh, are you all right? Is everything okay with you? And I was just like, get out of my face. Like for real, get out of my face. Have a good night. You know, so, they will do that. They will keep, if I tell you I don't like someone, don't freaking bring them up to me. Don't do that. Why? Why would, I'm sorry, I'm not a person, or I don't think y'all are this type of person, but who wants to sit around talking about somebody they don't like, or they got rid out of their life? I don't want to talk about someone who did me dirty, or you know, who I broke up with. It's like, okay, I've moved on from this person. Don't want to talk about it. I don't even care if it's a celebrity. You know, I'm not a fan of many music artists. I don't want to talk about them. I don't care about their album. I'm that type of person, and I'm sure most people are that way. And they'll do that. They're doing that to fuck with you. Excuse my language. They're doing that to F with you. And it works. It does work. But I end up basically telling people, I don't want to hear it. And if you keep talking about this person, this is what you should do. This is why you need boundaries. I don't want to hear about them. And if you keep bringing them up, you can be in the same position that they're in. Out of my life. That's what you have to say. What else do I have? I think that is it. But yeah, those were just some short things that I noticed about them that really pissed me off. Another thing that I noticed is when you're asking them serious questions, they actually just get mute. They get silent. I hate that. Oh my goodness, I hate that. And not just men, the male narcs do it, the female narcs do it too. They'll get mute. It's like, hello, I just asked you a question. It's because, the demons are sophisticated that's in them, but they're not that intelligent. They're not intelligent. The demons that's running their body is intelligent. But sometimes it just doesn't register fast enough, I guess. You'll ask them a question and they just look at you like, okay, did you not hear me? I just asked you a question. They just get completely quiet and they just look at you. On like some MK Ultra shit. They just staring at you like, okay, alright. Other things I noticed about narcissists, I can keep going. So it's why you gotta pay attention to your surroundings when you're in, at a gathering or anywhere in public or whatever the case is. Say if you're talking to the opposite sex or whatever you're attracted to, you're talking to a guy or a girl, and you may walk away for a while. Say you went to the bathroom or something like that. When you come back, that narcissist is gonna be talking to that man or woman that you were just talking to. And you're gonna be looking like, what the heck is going on? And this is what they'll do. Or the narc, what they'll do is they'll start circling. If you're talking, they're like birds. They'll start circling you because they want to hear the conversation that you're having with that opposite sex. And I noticed that in a party setting, any type of gathering, I've noticed that narcissists will do that. Another thing that a narc will do is conversation-wise. You're having a conversation with a narc. First of all, a narc will text you. I don't care. Text you, call you, and it's never, hi, how are you doing? Nope. That is not how a narc does it. It's very rare that a narc is going to call you and say, hi, how are you doing first? No. The first text will be, well, let me tell you what my man did. Oh, gosh, let me tell you what happened. Oh, goodness, I woke up this morning and this happened. And that's how the narc talks to you. The narc does not say, hi, how are you doing? What's going on? How was your day? You're not going to get that. I've never gotten that from a narc. They go straight into a conversation. You could have been having a great day, and you look at your text message, and you're like, what the hell is this? And they will be sending text, calling your phone, leaving voicemail. That's another thing. Narcs will call your phone and text you and email you until you answer. All right, they have a very obsessive personality, and it's because they have this thing where they look at you like I own you. Okay, you were there specifically in the narcissist's life for their use. I had a narc friend who lived out of town, and every time she came into New York, first of all, she wouldn't tell me like a week in advance or a month in advance she's coming to New York. She'll wait until the day of sometimes. Like, I'll get a text at 6 o'clock in the morning, and she'll be like, don't make any plans tonight because we're hanging out. And I'm like, no, we're not. I gotta work. I have to work this weekend. All weekend, like, you have to be ready and available for the narc at all times. The narc is never thinking maybe they have to work. Maybe they're laying up with their boo. Maybe they have their period. Maybe they're sick. They don't. That's never going through the narc's mind. Maybe they're tired. Maybe they don't want to talk. Maybe they're on vacation. Maybe they're spending time with family. No, the narc never thinks about anyone else's personal life or what's going on with them. When they call you, you gotta be available. So that's why the narc will keep calling your phone 100 times in a row until you pick up. Keep texting you, keep emailing you until you answer them. That's something I noticed. You are basically there for their expense, and that's it. So hopefully these tips helped you some. I will continue to make more videos. If you'd like me to um, make more videos rapidly, please donate to me. My PayPal and Cash App information to donate to me will be in the comment section or my description box. Thank you to those who have donated already, and I will continue to make more videos. Peace and blessings, guys. Talk to you soon.